Hi everybody, I hope everybody out there is doing absolutely amazing. Cooper and I are doing well and we have solar on the roof. Let me tell you, it's a game changer. I highly suggest it. I wanted to personally add solar panels to my roof. I've known that from the beginning. I also know that there's different options for people. Some people love having the portable solar panels. I like it as a backup. I like to have it. I wanted something permanent so that way it was always replenishing my power station. It just makes it easier for me that way, so I can be zooming along wherever I want to be. And I don't have to worry about it. I just have to worry about whether I'm in shade or not. Allpowers for the win again. They sent me out two 200-watt flexible solar panels. I have 400 watts of solar on my roof as of now. I knew that that's what I wanted personally. Yep. Allpowers, flexible, packed up really nicely. I hate to take them out. Some tie-down straps. It's like a Velcro that connects to their power stations with the MC4 connectors. Of course, they're already pre-installed here. Nice. Oh wow, they feel a lot more rigid. I'm not sure what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting them to feel they feel more durable than I thought. Yeah, more rigid, I mean, they're not rigid, but you know what I mean. Like, let's see how they work. Overall, looks good. These little grommets are nice and sturdy. Not only does it come with the Velcro straps for securing it, it also is going to come with the MC4 connectors to be able to charge their power stations. Just hooked it up to the power station. Let's see what I read it. I'm getting 144, 45 watts. Not bad. Gotta make sure everything works, right? Right. We're gonna have solar on the roof soon. I figured I'd go ahead and let you watch the process, and then I'll be back to tell you the specifics on how it was done. Did you feel a little guilty just kind of like filming you guys do it?
No, that's fun.
As I stand by.
You gotta make us movie stars.
That's right. got solar. Of course, you're going to see the VHB. Well, you're not going to see the VHB tape, but you are going to see the Eternabond. Yes, I used Eternabond because I just want to make sure it's not going to fly off. Hopefully, between that and the VHB tape, it won't fly off. I mean, I guess that's the whole key, is to keep it up there. Safety first. I mean, I want it to be safe, I want it to work, and I don't want it to catch on fire. That's it. That's it. And I'm just very grateful to Pete and his crew for helping me out. Everybody here has been great and has helped me out tremendously. Now, the way that I installed these on my roof is I actually followed another YouTuber, RVing with Tito. He had some great ideas on how he installed them to his roof. So some things you have to keep in mind is obviously anything that you sit up there, it's black, it's a solar panel, it gets hot. What he had suggested is a sheet of polycarbonate, and you can get that from Home Depot or Lowe's. But what it does is it has these chambers through it, and it'll actually help with that airflow. I want him to get credit for how to do this, so please watch his. So far, so well. I mean, they look nice, they're up there, they're working. I have mine running right now in a parallel because of the power stations that I have. Series wouldn't have worked. Maybe that'll change down the road, but that's the great thing is it's like plug and play. You can change that around very easily. I have slits cut in the back. It's sealed off in the front. It's sealed off on the sides. So there is some gaps in the back. So that way any condensation or anything can go ahead and escape. A friend of mine from Greasy's Garage, Mr. Pete, reached out to me and said, hey, I can help you with that. He knows I have back injury and all, and I knew what I wanted to do. I knew how I wanted to install them, and so he just said okay, and we worked together and I got it done. And it's great because, you know, I didn't have to climb up on the roof, to be honest with you, because when I do go up the ladder, it does make me a little woozy. Pete and Ethan from Greasy's Garage helped me tremendously with this project. Look them up. If you ever need anything done or you're thinking about doing it, I mean, you know, whether it's just like some auto mechanics or something, he's your guy. So you're going to see him throughout this video because I'm going to show clips of us getting it done. So you can see how my solar panels look and you can see how I chose to do it. What I used: solar panels, Eternabond, VHB tape, Flex Seal. Of course, there's a cable entry that I needed to use so that way it would come down. With this being the Ford Transit, there's already those little holes. All I had to do was just pop one out. So that way I didn't have to drill any other holes. There's no drilling in this fan. There was nothing done to it. I just took one of the little plugs out. It's a piece of tape type thing. It's just the way they seal off the top if there's not a rack up there. We just dropped the line straight down through there. And then they just ran to the power station and we just went ahead and connected it with the MC4s. I'll leave all the links for everything in the description. I'm also going to go ahead and leave a link with a discount for you down there with Allpowers. Allpowers, thank you so very, very much for sending these out to me. It was an easy project. It easily went together. Essentially what I did was I made sure everything worked and then we got the polycarbonate piece of sheet. I cut the polycarbonate piece of sheet down. It kind of cuts out to be like a small rectangle, but with the center part cut out some, so that way more air can get through those channels. And I highly suggest use a jigsaw, any kind of saw, because I tried to do it with the box knife and it's a pain in the butt. It's my suggestion with that because that sheet is very durable. They're made for greenhouses, honestly. Use Flex Seal to glue that to the back of the solar panel. So once it was glued to the back of the solar panel, I let it sit there so that way it could go ahead and dry. Clean the roof off with some rubbing alcohol. Ethan was great. You'll see him. He was scrubbing it all down for me. I added strips of VHB tape to the back of the polycarbonate because remember, the polycarbonate is now against the solar panels. So on the opposite side of that polycarbonate, the side that would actually touch the roof, there are VHB strips added to it. And then that'll attach right to the roof. And then all around the edges, I did use Eternabond. I already know Eternabond's going to be a pain in the butt to get off when it needs to come off. I know solar panels don't last for a lifetime and eventually they will need to be replaced. I took that chance because I know that I can cut the tape with an X-Acto knife or something like that, and I know that I'll just deal with that pain later. But I did not want to have extra holes. I could not afford a rack. Those racks are very expensive. Sure, there's probably some DIYs that I hadn't really gotten into yet that maybe I could have figured out how to do it, but I don't have those tools and all that stuff. So I did with what I had and it's working out great. It's powering what I needed it to. It's very stealth. You can't see it unless you're up there. Went ahead and reran the cables down the van. And we just taped them over at the top. So that way, my big thing is I wanted 3 things. I wanted them, first of all, to work. I don't want them to fly off and hurt anybody ever. That is a huge thing, safety first. And I don't want them to catch on fire. I had no issues. After I got it done, I left Massachusetts. I went up through New Hampshire. I went through Vermont. I went through Maine. I came back down through New York and Maryland. And now I am back in North Carolina. And they're perfectly fine. Perfectly fine.